Welcome back to Hearthstone, everybody. My name is Maxwell, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Paladin basic deck that I've been playing around with. So, you all know how this works. Without further ado, let's get into the deck straight away. So, first off, first card, Hand of Protection. 1 mana, give a minion Divine Shield. Divine Shield's absolutely fantastic, especially for a Paladin, because they have quite a few Divine Shields when you start getting expert cards. What Divine Shield does is the first set of damage that a minion would take is absorbed by the Divine Shield. That's not the first 1 point, that's just the first any damage source. So if somebody does 6 damage with a Fireball, it's all absorbed by the Divine Shield. Somebody attacks you with a 4 damage minion, all absorbed by the Divine Shield. What Divine Shield does not save you from is just death. So Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death will just kill you, those kind of things. Anything that just says destroy minion, like Execute, which is destroy damaged minion, that will just kill anything with a Divine Shield, because it's not damage. Next we have the Voodoo Doctor, a 2/1 mana, Battle Cry, restore 2 health, just nice and handy, because the thing about this deck is it doesn't have very many taunts, so you need a little bit of survivability, which is why the healing is in here. Instead of really relying on taunts, what this deck does is it kind of just relies on big creatures, so rather than forcing the enemy to attack the taunts, it kind of half forces the enemy to attack your big creatures, or they're going to take a severe walloping to the face. Next, Acidic Swamp Ooze. You know my opinion on the Acidic Swamp Ooze. It's the same as the Bloodfen Raptor, except better, because it has the caveat of Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's weapon. It's got the same attack, same defense, and same mana cost as the Bloodfen Raptor, so you should always use the Acidic Swamp Ooze unless you're making a Hunter Beast deck. Next we have the River Crocolisk. This one is down to choice. You can either go with the River Crocolisk or you can go with the Bloodfen Raptor, depending whether you want more attack or more health. I go with the River Crocolisk just because it's got an extra hit point. It's got 1 less attack, but we've got a lot of big creatures in this deck to make up for the smaller attack on the River Crocolisk, as you'll see later on in the deck. But so I always go with this one because there's a lot of cards out there which do 2 damage. And things that do 2 damage. Obviously the River Crocolisk will survive, so that's why I take this one. Next, Shattered Sun Cleric. Pretty much a mainstay in a stable of any basic deck. A 3/3 for 3 mana with give a friendly minion +1/+1. Very, very useful. Next, the True Silver Champion. It's a 4 attack weapon with 2 durability, and whenever your hero attacks, restore 2 health to it. I would have to, well, and it's 4 mana. I would have to say though, the healing is applied before you do the attack. So if you're attacking a minion and the minion will do damage to you, it will still do damage to you. That's just because the healing from this is applied before the attack. So if you were at full health before you attacked, you're still going to be at full health, and then once the attack's played out, if you were attacking a minion, it will do its damage to you. So just bear that in mind when using it. But again, it's a fantastic weapon. 4 attack for 4 mana is great, especially because, as we've mentioned before, weapons you can use the same turn that you bring them out, unlike creatures. Next we have Blessing of Kings. Give a minion +4/+4, which is just absolutely awesome. I mean, if you put this thing on a Chillwind Yeti, you've suddenly got an 8/9 creature, and the opponent's going, holy shit. Well, even if you play it in a River Crocolisk, you've got a 6/7. So really, it doesn't. I wouldn't save this thing for a big creature, just because, to be honest, I would actually more likely play this on a smaller creature, because say you've got a Chillwind Yeti and a Darkscale Healer out, which are both 4/5s, and then you play that on a River Crocolisk, you're kind of naturalizing the board, if that's even a word. You're kind of making everything even, because let's say if you put Blessing of Kings onto your Chillwind Yeti and it becomes an 8/9, you're just painting a giant target on its face, and it's going to die either the next turn or the very soon after, and the enemy's just going to basically focus it down with everything they've got. But if you put it onto a River Crocolisk and make it a 6/7, you've then got a 6/7 and 2 4/5s, which means that that's kind of, yeah, the River Crocolisk's still going to be the main target, but then you've still got 2 other pretty decent, pretty big creatures to fill in the gaps once that's been killed. So I would actually recommend playing Blessing of Kings on a middle-sized creature, unless you're about to attack. and that's the only thing you've got out. Then just play it on the biggest thing you've got for the extra damage. Next we have Consecration, 4 mana and deals 2 damage to all enemies. That's not just all enemy minions as well, that does damage to your opponent. So if your opponent's only got 2 health left, then yeah, just whack out a Consecration and that will kill them off. It's pretty expensive, but that's just because, like I said, it does damage to the opponent as well, the opponent's hero, as well as all of the minions. Next we have Hammer of Wrath, which is again 4 mana, it's deal 3 damage and draw a card. The 3 damage is pretty nice because, like I said, most things in this game are 2 damage and the draw card is just extra nice. There isn't really any other card draw in this deck, so... Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold today. There isn't really any other card draw in this deck apart from this one, but I mean, for 4 mana, 3 damage and draw a card, we couldn't really pass up the opportunity to use this one. Next we have the Chillwind Yeti, again 4 mana for a 4/5. You know my opinion on the Chillwind Yeti. It's got strong stats, and it's a very, very good basic card. Same as Ascension Shieldmaster, I would put this card in pretty much any basic deck that I'm building. Even some expert decks that I would build would have Ascension Shieldmaster in there, just because it's a 3/5 taunt for 4 mana. Next we have the Darkscale Healer, which is again 4/5 for 5 mana, and it restores 2 health to all friendly characters. That includes your minions and yourself. So a very strong card again. Next we have the Frostwolf Warlord. Again 5 mana for a 4/4 and it gains +1/+1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. The Paladin's hero power is pay 2 and it summons a 1/1 Silver Hand Recruit. So really what you can do is if you play this on turn 7 or after turn 7 when you've got a little bit spare mana, you can summon a Silver Hand Recruit and then this guy, and that's going to guarantee that he's a 5/5. But to be honest, every turn that you possibly can, you should be using your hero power just to bolster your ranks and try and... What you want to do basically is bolster your ranks with the 1/1 to try and force out the opponent to use some of their board clear, like a Flame Strike or a Holy Nova, and then once they've done that, then you start summoning your bigger creatures and just try and lure that out. But with a good, decent-sized board, you can get the Frostwolf Warlord out and generally make him a 7/7 or an 8/8 with some of those Silver Hand Recruits. Next we come to the Guardian of Kings. Big step up in mana now. It's 7 for a 5/6, but the battle cries restore 6 health to your hero, so it makes him nice and healthy. You could be getting a severe beatdown, play this guy, and then it's holy shit, he's just got 6 extra health from nowhere. And with him being a 5/6 creature to boot, he's pretty damn tough. And then the final creature is the Stormwind Champion. Your other minions have +1/+1, 7 mana, and he's a 6/6 himself. Now a good combo is to hold on to these guys and then play them at the same time as playing Hand of Protection, and that basically just gives them a little bit extra survivability. But I mean, a couple of times I've played games where I've had 2 of these guys out, and then every time you use your hero power, which is 2 mana, you're getting a 3/3 for 2 mana, and pretty much your opponent just gives up at that point when you're summoning 3/3s every turn for 2 mana. That is pretty much just GG. So that is it for the Paladin basic deck. Hope you gleaned some insight there. What we're going to do is we're going to go and have 1 or 2 games, depending how long they last, and hopefully we can see exactly how this game performs. So hopefully we can see exactly how this deck performs in an actual game situation. So we'll get into a game. Hopefully we'll get some decent matchmaking. So I've played a lot of Frost Mages this morning, and Jesus Christ are they annoying. Being able to cast Blizzard and Frostbolt and Cone of Cold and Frost Nova, basically it just damages and freezes your minions every turn, so even if they're not killing stuff, they've still got board control, so just freezing your minions basically means they can't attack next turn, so really you just hit a giant pause button. Oh, and here we go. A mage, I bet it is a Frost Mage as well.
I will fight.
Right, what have we got? All of this stuff is way too expensive, so I think we'll keep the Shattered Sun Claret just in case. We'll probably draw a hand of stuff that's just as expensive. Oh no, a little bit better. We got the Voodoo Doctor, and we got the True Silver Champion.
Well met.
So let's see what we can get done. Hopefully it's not a Frost Mage, but to be honest, if anyone's playing a mage, it really should be a Frost Mage. Do I not get a hello? Alright, screw you. So we'll get the Voodoo Doctor out, even though we're wasting his Battle Cry ability. You don't want to hang on to this too long. If you're able to play him on turn 1, just play him on turn 1. Because if they don't do something about it, it's going to be 2 damage next turn. And to be honest, we can probably play the coin and the Shattered Sun Cleric if he doesn't get dealt with, which means it's going to be 3 damage next turn. Oh no, he's just going to hero power it. Fair enough, but doing that means that they're not playing an actual card from their hand. We've got nothing else to do, so we'll just summon a Silverhand Recruit. And again, if they don't nuke it down, we'll make it a 2-2 next turn. No, they're actually playing something. Summon 2/2 minions with Taunt. Okay. Okay. And another guy with Taunt. Jesus. Right, so plenty of taunts. What did we get? Consecrate. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just consecrate everything. Teach them for loading up the board with too much stuff. And we have another consecrate just in case. Oh, 3/3 with taunt. I guess we'll just Hammer of Wrath it. To be honest, the Ironfur Grizzly is kind of the perfect target for the Hammer of Wrath, because it's basically clearing out one of the enemy's 3/3s taunts, and it can't kill anything much bigger than that, because they generally have more health. Oh, and there we go, finally going to destroy the Silverhand Recruit.
I am master of magics.
Right, I think the idea now will be to use our sword and kill this, because we'll only take 1 damage in return. And like you saw there, it applied the healing before the attack, so I still take the 1 damage. But then we're going to summon this guy and heal us right back up. So again, having these little creatures on the board, we're kind of forcing them to think about using their hero ability every turn, which is kind of limiting what they can play from their hand every turn. And what's this? A Mana Worm. Now, I don't like Mana Worms. Every time you cast a spell, it gains 1 attack. Oh, and the Sorcerer's Apprentice is nasty as well. Spells cost 1 less. So we need to kill both of those, basically. But we have another Hammer of Wrath, so probably just going to go ahead and use that. And that leaves us with 2 mana, which is enough to summon a Silverhand Recruit. And then, although we're going to take 3 damage here, it's going to be worth it. Because we don't want that thing surviving. For a mage, spells costing 1 less is a bit of a nightmare, to say the least. Silverback Patriarch, so plenty of taunts in this deck. Now we have 7 mana, so I think, well, now I always say don't hang on to cards, but to be honest, this Guardian of Kings only really becomes mana efficient when it can restore your full 6 health, so only having taken 3 damage, we don't really want to use that yet. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring out an Acidic Swamp Ooze, and we'll bring out Shattered Sun Cleric, and we'll bring out a Silverhand Recruit. Just load up the board a little bit, and then with this we should be able to kill that next turn and then apply a little bit of damage to face, unless they come out with a Frost Nova or a Blizzard or a Cone of Cold, which I'm almost expecting. Of course, it might seem a little bit of a waste bringing out those Silverhand Recruits, considering they just get shot down every turn, but then it's saving one of my minions or me from being shot, to be honest, so it's really good. There we go, freeze a character. So we can't kill that next turn because of that. Oh, and a Fireball. Right, now we can bring out the Guardian of Kings. And we can give it Divine Shield, which is the plan, so we'll bring out that. That'll heal us up 6 hit points. And we give it Divine Shield. And then we batter that in the face a little bit. And that's the end of our turn. So we've definitely got board control here. We've got the bigger minions out. So they're going to have to... and we've got card advantage. Probably not for very long. I'm guessing an Arcane Intellect's probably coming up pretty soon. So... really, if we can just... there we go. Randomly split among characters. That's alright. 1 damage each. I was hoping it wasn't going to kill that. Oh, there we go. And now they can use a Fire Blast. Oh, no. Good job. Well, that saves it from getting done into my face. But they have no cards now, and I do. So what I don't want to do though is, because it's a mage, I don't want to summon the maximum amount of things possible in one turn. I want to summon just enough. So they've got no cards, so I want to bring out the Swamp Ooze. And I want to bring out the Dark Scale Healer just for something large, and summon a Silverhand Recruit. You see, we've left our Guardian of Kings in our back pocket for later. Now, if they don't nuke that down, that'll just kill that. Well, actually, that's dead anyway next turn. We can probably actually get a decent amount of damage on them. Oh no, it gets a taunt out. So that's good. Gonna kill that. Yep, but we still have our 1-1. Oh, now that's handy. Right, we've got a Blessing of Kings, so we probably want to put the Blessing of... I know it's going to be annoying, but we're going to have to put the Blessing of Kings on that, just so they can get through that in one turn. Or we can use both of those to kill it. No, we'll do it this way. We'll put the Blessing of Kings on that. Kill that in one turn. We'll bring out our True Silver Champion.
For justice.
Punch her in the face for 4, heal ourselves for 2. Go with a Recruit and summon another one. And there we go. We've still got card advantage. We've still got a Consecration, which would be good board clear if they bring a Mirror Image. Because that would still be quite annoying if they brought out something like a Mirror Image, which is 2, not 2 taunts.
I hope you like my invention.
Novice Engineer. So they've got a little bit of card draw. Gonna kill one of those Recruits. And as you can see, you can load up on Recruits every turn, so that if you draw a Frostwolf Champion...
well played.
Well played.
Now, this will either be when you summon a creature, make a copy of it, or when you get attacked, gain 8 armor. It's probably going to be the when you summon a creature, summon a copy of it. So, to be honest, I don't need to summon a creature.
Reporting for duty.
So we'll just not. Because we don't need to. As you see, just because you draw cards, it doesn't mean that you need to use them. You can hang on to them until they're absolutely necessary.
You win.
Thank you.
Because if I'd drawn that, if I'd played that taunt, then they would have gotten it. Or if I'd played the Guardian of Kings, they would have also gotten a copy of it, changing the board a little bit. So because I didn't need to summon a creature, I didn't summon a creature, and we just won in one turn there, which was brilliant. So basically, that's going to be it for the Paladin deck. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something and took something away from it. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like or favourite. Consider hitting that subscribe button if you want to see some more Hearthstone content in the future. I'm going to be bringing out a basic deck for every single class. As you can see, I've done 6 so far: the Priest, the Hunter, the Warlock, the Mage, the Warrior, and the Paladin. If you want to see any of those, then you can just look back. I'll probably go ahead and make a playlist for these right now. In fact, I don't even know why I'm telling you, because I'm speaking to you from the past, so I've probably already gone and made the playlist. So definitely have a look back and have a check out. The Priest and the Hunter have been the best so far. The Warrior been a close second stroke third. It was pretty powerful as well. But anyway, I've been waffling on for quite long enough. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. This has been Hearthstone. I have been Maxwell, and I will catch you guys next time.